So we are going to be adding multi-digit numbers. What are some words you think of when you are using addition? Right, one number plus another, or we could be adding or finding the sum. We're going to be adding multi-digit numbers. Can anyone give me an example of a multi-digit number? 23, 10, 98, these are all multi-digit numbers. It has to have more than one digit or number. So today we will first watch an introduction video that will help us remember why understanding place value is important, especially when we are adding multi-digit numbers. We will then do some hands-on addition using our base 10 blocks and will help us solve some addition problems. And then we will do some more practice problems. So something to remember. How do we know when to carry the number over to the next place value? Oftentimes, students will have trouble knowing when exactly to carry over their numbers to use in the next place value. Well, our place values use base 10. So base 10 is explaining that we group numbers in tens. So when we are adding, we need to remember that when our numbers for one place value go over 9 and equal at least 10, we will have to carry the number that is in the tens place to our next place value and start adding in that place value. An example of this is 11. 11 is made of one 10 and one single unit, which another way of saying that would be 10 plus 1, which equals 11. So I want you to remember this as we work through our problems today. So we are going to start today with a video.
So the number 23, we have a 2 in the tens place. So that 2 literally represents two tens, and we see it right over here. We have two groups of 10 blocks. This is a 10, and this is a 10. So this 2 literally represents two tens, one 10 and two tens. Now this 3 is in the ones place, and it represents three ones. We see them right over here. 1, 2, 3 blocks. And of course, if you had three ones together with two tens, these two tens represent 20, and these three ones represent 3, so you get 23. So let's write that down. So we could write down that 23 is equal to two tens plus three ones plus three ones. Now what would happen if I added 20 to 23? Let me do that. So let's say, actually let me do something more interesting. Let's say we take 23, and to that we add 30. So let's add 30. 3, 0. So what is this going to be? Well, I start with 23, which I have represented here, and I'm going to add 30. 30 has 3 in the tens place, so it literally means I'm going to add 3 tens, and I'm going to add 0 ones. So let me add those 3 tens. So
if he adds 3 tens to the 2 tens he already has, how many do you think he will have? Okay, let's see.
That's 1 10. This is 2 tens. And then that is 3 tens. So I've added 1, 2, and 3 tens here. So now, how many tens do I have? Well, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. And notice, 2 tens plus 3 tens is equal to 5 tens. So now I have 5 tens. And how many ones do I have? Well, I still have those 3 ones, and you can think of it this way. 3 ones plus 0 ones is still going to be 3 ones. 3 ones. So what's 23? What's 23 plus 30 going to be? Let me rewrite it. 23 plus 30 plus 30 is going to be equal to, well, 5 tens. We can just write that as So 5 in the tens place represents 5 tens or 50, and then we're going to have 3 ones. Oops, let me do that in the ones color, that orange color, and 3 ones. So 23 plus 30 is 53. You have 2 tens plus 3 tens give you 5 tens. 3 ones plus 0 ones is equal to 3 ones.
So we are going to be doing adding multi-digit numbers. We watched our video and now we're going to do some problems on our own. Take out your base 10 blocks. Use your blocks to help you solve for the sum of 9 and 24. Remember that when you solve for the sum, you are adding the numbers given together. Can someone explain how you used your blocks to show your work for this problem? Right, you could use 2 of the rods that are 10 and 4 of the single units to represent 24. Then add 9 of the single units and count what you have all together, which gives you 33 total. Now looking at our 33, how many of the single units do we have? We have 13, so we can take 10 of the single units that we have and trade those in for 1 rod of 10. So now we have 3 rods of 10 and 3 single units, which is still equal to our answer of 33. When we add our numbers, we line up the numbers for each place value. For our first problem, we have an 8 in the ones place and a 1 in the ones place. If we add those together, we get 9. Now what happens if we have a number that has numbers in both the tens place and the ones place, and we are adding another number just in the ones place? We are still going to line up our place values the same way. We always put the biggest number on top. What is another way we could say 12? We could say that 12 is 10 plus 2. So we will put 12 on top, which has a 1 in the tens place, representing 10, and a 2 in the ones place. Then we have 8, which is in the ones place. We will add up the ones place first. So we add 2 and 8, which gives us 10. Now we only write the number in the ones place, which is 0. Then we carry over the 1 and put it on top of the one that we already have in the tens place. We will add the one that we already have from 12 and the one that we just carried over, and that gives us 2. So our answer is 20. Now we're going to practice on our own. I want you to do these 2 problems by yourself and then turn with your neighbor and talk about if you have the same answer. Then have one person write down your final answer for your group. Now we will go over them. 55 plus 23 is 78. Thumbs up if your group got it right. Okay, someone with their thumb up explain how you got your answer. Did anyone else get the same answer but used a different way? Okay, question 2. 13 plus 49 is 62. Thumbs up if your group got it right. Anyone with their thumb up, explain how your group got your answer. Did anyone else get the same answer a different way? Awesome. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, great job.